Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at some of the Hong Kong stocks. Before we begin, remember take a second to give the video a like and subscribe as you greatly help our channel. Without further ado, let's first start off with the Hang Seng Index. So you can see that the Hang Seng Index started the week pretty weak. However, on the last 2 days of trading, on Thursday and Friday itself, we actually see a strong rebound. And this is actually of no surprise. You can see that this particular low here, which was around 19.1K, we actually had a double bottom formation. So this is a very good opportunity for us to bounce. That said, we have to see some strong rebound next week. In the event that we cannot see a strong rebound, then it's likely for us to retest this blue conversion line at around 19.6K to find some support. It's a good sign for now. You can see that we actually hit this red baseline, and we have actually not hit this red baseline for a very long period of time. So in the event that we can actually cross and see more buying pressure next week, puts us in a very good position to actually retest this cloud resistance at around 20.8K, and hopefully we can surpass this cloud resistance. Let's move on to the Hang Seng Tech Index. So for the Hang Seng Tech Index, you can see that it is slightly stronger. We did not hit this 3755, which was this previous low here. And we found some support at around this 23.6% at 4082, and we see a rebound as well. Key resistance to watch would be around this cloud resistance here, around 4.4K to 4.5K. And there's also a lot of incoming cloud resistance. So if in the event that this rate baseline can hold, that would be a good sign. If not, we are likely to fall back to this blue conversion line at around 4185. Next up, we have Tencent or 0700. So for Tencent, you can clearly see that we have a very strong rebound and it's turning up pretty well. You can see that this is a very nice formation, and hopefully we can sustain all the way up to around this 50% Fibonacci resistance at around 347.4. So this at the same time will coincide with the cloud resistance. So bear in mind that we'll definitely see some resistance here, and it's likely for us to pull back down in the event that we were able to test the cloud resistance. That said, this 316 is already broken up. So the next resistance to watch would be 333 levels. Support level to watch would be this 311 and 313 at around this blue conversion line and red baseline as well. Moving on to Alibaba or 9988. So you can see that 9988 found some support as 23.6%, and we actually tested this once, twice, even thrice before going back up. And seems to be a pretty strong rebound. You can see that this weight baseline was even tested at around 95.80, and we actually closed the week at 95.80, exactly at this resistance here. So that's it. On the way up, the cloud will also act as a resistance. So this $100 psychological key resistance would be a important one for Alibaba to break through. In the event that we do not break through, then it's likely for us to pull back down to even potentially testing this $80 psychological support levels. Let's move on to Meituan. For Meituan, you can see that is looking quite positive after finding some support at 8.2% and 161.2. So if you can break out here, then that will put us in a very good position to actually clear this 61.8% and 180, and even potentially heading back to 194. That said, we are currently in the cloud resistance, so there is a lot of resistance likely for us to pull back down before going back up once again. As for the support to watch, it will be around this 172 and 177. Next up, we have NIO. So for NIO or 9866, you can see that we actually broke down the cloud support level, created a lower low, and then we rebounded pretty well. That said, we are still in the cloud, so do expect a lot of struggles and slightly for us to trade sideways for a long period of time. 30.2% 138 must hold. In the event that this do not hold, then 124 is the next support in line. Let's move on to 9618 or JD.com. So for JD, you can clearly see that we actually punch up back above this 61.8% after finding some support around this 23.6% around 209 to 210 levels. So in the event that we can punch up further, then 256 and 275 is the next resistance to watch. For the support, it will be this 233 and this blue conversion line and red baseline as well. Moving on to Baidu. So for Baidu, very similar situation. We already surpassed the 78.6%, 144.7. And you can see that this is a very nice looking green candle piercing through the clouds resistance pretty well. So in the event we can cross it, then 155.7 may be the next resistance in line. If not, then we are likely to pull back down to test these support levels at 136. Next up, we have AIA. So for AIA, you can see that after the strong rebound, we actually found some resistance at this cloud resistance, and this isn't really a very nice looking candle for Friday itself. 50% here at around $80 psychological resistance did not break up, and in fact we hit the high of 79.75. So if we were to pull back down, the first support to watch would be around 77, 75. The next support will be to watch at around 76.80 levels. Next up, we have PingAn. So for PingAn, you can see that we actually have a rebound and we started to turn up pretty well, similar to Tencent. That said, there's a very strong resistance here. You can see that this was a previous support, this was previous support, this was the previous support. So on the way up, this will act as a next resistance, as the previous support here will now turn into next resistance. If you can punch up, then it puts us in a very good position to actually test this $49 to $50 psychological resistance. If not, if we were to break down, then we may come back to test this recent low of around $42, $43, or else we may even create a lower low for as a possibility. Lastly, we have Xiaomi Corporation or 1810. So for 1810, barely holding it. You can see that this previous support here broke down, some stop losses that triggered, and then we rebounded back up with substantial volume. So if you can clear this resistance here around 1207, that would be good. If not, we will also see some resistance at around 1240 to 1250 as a cloud resistance. If you pull back down, then hopefully this blue conversion line at around 1150 will hold. So if there's any changes, I'll give you guys an update. As of now, Chinese stocks have actually rebounded from its recent low, but whether or not it's sustainable, we have to see if there's any follow through next week. If there's other changes, I'll give you guys an update. Thanks for stopping by. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.